begin with, I want to ask you a few questions for me to understand you better. So just feel free to raise your hand. I'm not gonna make you to stand up to answer anything. Just no questions. So anyone here just graduate from your school, your university, you can raise your hand. Okay, quite a lot. So have I just graduated from Vaasa University of Applied Science 4 months ago. Yes, and I moved to Helsinki, and I have been doing quite many things for the last 4 months. And okay, so the second question is a little bit personal. So have you ever feel lost in your life, and you ask yourself the question that, what am I doing with my life? Have you ever feel so? Raise your hand. Okay, thank you. Yes, I guess it's pretty familiar questions. Familiar question of what am I doing in my life? That yeah, sometimes I keep asking myself that before. But today we're gonna talk about personal branding for graduates, and I hope that things I'm sharing today gonna make you feel less lost with your life. So you know what you want to do. You have a clear path of what you want to achieve. Yeah. So personal branding, what is that? So for this is two words, personal and branding. For the same simple way to define this is personal is yourself. When you it is about you, about your self-development, self-awareness. Is it for you to define to be the best version of yourself, and you can build the best understanding of who you are. Branding. Branding is a marketing technique. I really like marketing. Branding is my passion. So it's very interesting for me to apply all the branding techniques into myself. Branding is when marketing is when you send the message, the right message to the right target audience. For that, you generate sales. So branding is to build a customer longevity. Branding is to make the product or yourself stand out in the crowd. So it would be a powerful tool if you apply all the techniques in the personal by considering yourself as a brand. So for me, this is it's very interesting when I realized that because some terms like that is very new. It's about 5 years. It just happened in the world. People just talk about it about 5 years from now. And the reason why this is my thesis. I write about this for my thesis. So I have made researches about it. For graduates, I decide to write about the target graduates because basically nobody write about personal branding for graduates before. They think that the graduates, they are so young, and with branding, with something that you need to commit the long term with it, you need to really understand what you want until you have a plan for making the brand happen. So, but graduates, I believe that it's very critical time for you to start to build your brand, to start to dig deep into yourself, to have a better understanding for what you want to do. Because when you graduated from university, you need to make a lot of career choices. And if you make it wrong, and if you choose the wrong job, and you just keep doing it, and you don't have any purpose in life, you get lost, and you might stuck in that dead-end job for years. It's gonna be very miserable. So I think it's very critical time, and the graduates is target very right target and very interesting target to write about it. And so personal branding, the definition of it, have been told by the founder of Amazon. Personal branding, your brand as thing that people talk about you when you are not in the room. So basically, everyone has a brand. You can try to ignore it, or you can optimize it and make the best out of it. So people can say that I don't care about what people think about me. I'm cool. I can do whatever I want. But it's gonna be a little bit more cool if you can use it. You can have some benefits of it. Because when people make a reference toward you when you graduated, you need a job, right? So we will make a reference about you to some people who kind of like need a worker at the moment, and you get a job out of that. It's gonna be great. So for me, yeah. So that's what about personal branding, a little bit of the definition. So for you to, I'm gonna write some model that I think you guys will be easier to understand. I have this model of personal branding from a Japanese writer. So he's called his personal branding house. So the personal branding house is made of a 3-stage house, and started from the rooftop called vision. And the second floor is your emotional value. And the base is functional value. So this is very interesting how it needs to be built from the top. And so defining by building the personal branding house, you need to, first of all, define your vision, define the vision. And then from that, you start building the 2 floors of emotional value and emotional value. And the third step is to manage the brand. So the value is very important. I divide the values into three sections. First is the vision into 2 sections. First is value, define your value, and define your purpose. What is a value? So when I make the thesis, I want to write thesis, I have to interview some of the personal branding experts. And there's one coach, personal branding coach from Holland. He showed me the game, and he showed his students. It's called the self-reflecting games. So it's like you take a mirror, take a look in the mirror, you take a look at yourself, you confront with yourself, and you ask yourself the 3 questions. And those 3 questions define your value. The first question is, who am I? The second one, what am I standing for? The third one, what are my strengths, weaknesses, limitations? So by defining those 3 values, you start to understand yourself. So it's gonna take time to finally learn about yourself, but you need to find the answer in order to start. Without a rooftop, without a star, you shouldn't start doing anything about it. You cannot build a brand, because the most important thing, you can read so many books about personal branding, they're repeating one thing. The most important thing about personal branding is authenticity. So that means that you cannot fake it. You cannot just pick a personality that fits the market, fit to the crowd, and you fake it. You tell people that, okay, I'm kind, I care for the environment, when you don't. You cannot fake it. It's a long term, it's a long run. Branding is a long run. It's consistent. You need to be consistent. So you have to dig deep into yourself, asking yourself the questions. A little bit about myself. This step of mine takes more than 1 year. I know about personal branding. I started to think about it and try to apply it for myself. But I'm not like jump to LinkedIn at that time. I'm not like writing any announcement about myself for like 1 year. I've been like a hidden person, don't post anything much on my social media. I try to find like who am I really, who I'm really am. It takes time, and when you can define your strengths, you know what you're good at, and you focus on making it better and better, and it will be the core value that when you get to the job market, you're gonna be stand out. This is your strength. I always advise to my friend that they need to understand themselves. They need to focus on their strength. It's not like you gonna follow the job market. They need the people who would learn IT, and you should follow IT when it's not your strength. If you are good at marketing, you have to be good at it. You might have more difficulties, but you have to follow who you really are. And if you understand about your limitation, you will easier to say no when you know it's not good for you. There's something that's gonna waste the time. And when you know your weaknesses, you know what to improve. want to like get over. So the value, the second thing about vision is life purpose. So I have this, can you change screen for me? Yeah, I have this very interesting hierarchy of needs from Maslow that, so I think you guys have seen it before. It's a very basic things. So it means that when a person wants to be fulfilled, they have to go through these stages. First of all, you need to be like, this is like your, you need to have enough food, water, safety, belonging, love. And the highest stage of the hierarchy of needs are the self-actualization and the life purpose. It doesn't need to be that you don't need to have like a big purpose in life that you're gonna conquer the world or you're gonna be like self everyone. It's just that you realize, you actualize yourself. That means that you know, you understand the inner talent of you unblock on the possibility of yourself. And when you grow the best, that when you are loved, when you are understand, when you can influence people and you can get them to see you at the perception that you want to be seen as. That is the most powerful term. So yeah, okay. It's the life purpose is like the reason to wake up every morning. So if you have purpose in life, everything goes easy. Wake up, you're happy, you go and grow, you are always happy, you know, you have intention, you do everything with intention, you are mindful. And that's very cool things. So after you define the vision, you start to build this two stage, the house, emotional value, functional value. Emotional value is like how people think about you. When it's about branding, it's a lot about emotional. When a company they run the branding, they want to brand the products, they want to kick in the emotional of their audiences. So in order to make to raise a good emotion from a person toward you, you have to define the target audiences that you should like connect with. It's the same with yeah. So define the target audiences. So when you understand who you want to be, what is your vision, and you will know who you want to connect with, so you can grow the best. It's not like you will hang with everyone. You will have a purpose on even the kind of friends you're gonna make in the future, the people who we want to influence. Because when you have a right purpose who you're gonna make friends, the kind of person who you can learn the best from. This is when they will feel the same with you and you have some related to each other. It's when you can impress them. It's a lot about like impression in the emotional. When I do the research about personal branding, they talk a lot about networking, how important it is. When I get out of work, when I go to Helsinki, when I don't stay in Vasa anymore, I used to study in Vasa. I don't stay in Vasa anymore because I want to go to Helsinki with a purpose to make the most connection that I can. Not like I make friends with everyone, but I want to have a network, people who can help me to grow. And yeah, I found VietES, I'm very happy. Thanks you guys. So yeah, by the networking, like in the job market, 80% of the jobs out there, they're made by internal connections. So it's not like they post the job post online and you apply and then you get interviewed. It's just a 20%. But most of them are met, 80% are met from the internal connection. So that is how powerful networking can get you. So when you have a brand, it helps you to have the self-representation better. When you understand who you are, what you're good at, you come to people with confidence. You make friends with the right person you think will fit you, and you build a connection. You have each other to grow. You make a good presentation. That's about branding. And the functional values are what you perform in your career, in your professional. And some people, they build a brand from this part. They think that if they want to have a name, they want to be famous, or they want people to admire them, they have to have a good achievement. They have to become something. First, they have to have a high position so they can be confident to talk with people. But I don't believe that. I believe that the good thing comes from yourself, from the thing that you have inside. You might be nobody now, but if you have good vibe, you have a potential. Everyone will want to be friends with you. You don't need to like achieve so much in this age. It's very difficult to like be successful in this age. It's like not all of us can. Functional values is what you write on the CV and your LinkedIn profile, what your recruiter look at you and evaluate you. So why this is the last stage? This is because my dad have one quote that he always tell me, men will, I forgot that, man proposes and God disposes. Yeah, I think so. It means that we can try to make so many plans, very like step by step, calculate every risk and anything. But God is from like the sky or something. He already have plan for all of us, and He gonna put it in places. So we shouldn't think so much about the future. When we're young, we try to like define ourselves, what we want, who we are, who are we gonna be the most happiest with, and then and whatever you do, whatever job God gonna put you, you try to like do it with your the best effort that you can make. I published 2 books. I never thought I would become a writer 2 years ago. But when I have the possibility, when I just think that I have a ability to write, and I want to optimize it. I want to get the highest goal that a writer, a ghostwriter can get, is to publish a book, to become best-selling author, to things like that. And you go step by step. So when you know your strength, it doesn't need to be the part of your plan. But when you know, okay, I'm good at this thing, focus on it, practice, work hard, and then get set goal, achieve it. That is when you grow. So yeah, and this is how you build the brand. The more important things, one is like after you building, defining and building it, the third part is to manage it. And that would be not very easy. Branding, your reputation can be built with like 5 years, and it can be destroyed in a matter of seconds. So be careful with anything you share online. And some Vietnamese people, we don't really notice this thing, but everything you put online, Facebook, Instagram, like people can access to it. They will judge you with everything you say, so be professional. It's not like you need to like be always professional, but yeah, you can stay private on Instagram, but try to care about what you share. You can share the picture that. Yeah, this one. So I know that when an employer they take you to the next step that they want to hire you, they will take a look at all of your profile. They will see your LinkedIn, your Instagram, also your Facebook, and you don't know what they're gonna think. So if you want to be professional, try to be professional. It's about branding. Everything needs to be consistent and persistent. You cannot be on LinkedIn and you say you try to become professional people wearing formal clothes, taking good picture, saying like good stuff, but on Facebook you put picture of you drinking on the party. It's not a good image. Okay, try to maintain it, just a little bit reminder. And you can go to the next step. This is my this is the example, the concept that I make after I collect all the information. This is also a summary of the thing that I've been telling you guys. So there are 3 steps to build a personal brand. This is the most important step. Define yourself, define your value, your purpose, and make goals and try to achieve it. and try to be authentic with what you put out there. Don't try to be anyone else. Be yourself. Make a difference by who you are. You are different. I think everyone has potential. Everyone has a special skill. You just need to learn how to make people see what you want them to see in you, and building it, and then try to manage it. Be persistent and consistent. That's about personal branding. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Andre, very much. Very good timing, I would say.